have said, Jermaine, you've been kind of quiet. We haven't heard from you today. You've been real relaxed. You haven't really said too much. And for the most part, this budget's been going, with these amendments, just kind of typical. And then we get an amendment up there that says none of our state dollars will go to white supremacy programs. And then unfortunately, kind of like the last time we had to do Convention of States, where we talked about protecting the 13th Amendment, it gets killed. But then on the back end, you all were smart enough to say, you know what, maybe we didn't realize what we did, and you decided to bring it back up. And then we passed it that last time. So I'm kind of expecting or hopeful that maybe we'll bring that last one back up. Because maybe you don't understand what you just voted on right there. Maybe you don't understand what this amendment does. Merit-based and non-merit-based. I don't understand why. See, you don't like being called racist in here. You hate when we use the word racist. You hate being attacked. You hate when we bring up race and everything. But then when we have an opportunity to show that we're not racist, you let me down every time. Every time. And I sit here and we talk about our families, we talk about our kids, we go on trips together, and then we talk about not funding not using our state dollars to go to white supremacy programs, and then we table it. You want to talk about some stuff? Let's talk about how they just took almost $7 million from the College of Charleston because they want to help black kids. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about all the amendments that are in the state budget right now to defund all the black programs that are going across the state. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about AP African American Studies that was banned from this state. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the attacks that you got going on people who don't look like you. Let's talk about it. Why do we continuously do this to our kids? Why? What is it that you're doing? What are you showing your kids? That public funds can go to white supremacy programs? We just had an issue at USC where all those kids felt scared. Matter of fact, we just had the picture front on our steps last week. What are we doing here? Tell me what we're doing. Don't try to explain to me, well, I thought it was this, or nah, it's that. Nah, Jermaine, we want to see equality. We give you an opportunity every single time. And here we go again. I was in the back, I was ready to go just like y'all are. But here we go. Every single time you get an opportunity to show us something different, you show us who you are. What are we going to do here? When is something going to change? When are we going to do something different for this state? When are we going to do something different? They are defunding our institutions. They are defunding our public education system. They're defunding African American studies. What is the issue here? What are you afraid of? Which definition don't you like? The definition of diversity? You don't like equity? You don't like inclusion? Which one do you like? Which one is the problem? Which one is attacking you? Which one says you can't be proud of being white or European? Which one is it? Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Let's come to some sort of consensus. But look where we're at now. Where you have an opportunity to stand up for what's right. You're so afraid of your constituents. You're so afraid of getting primary. You're so afraid of doing the right thing. You're going to vote one way and then come in the back and apologize to me later. I should have did this, Jim. I'm sorry. I'm with you. I believe this. I don't want to hear not a single apology. You showed me who you are. You have shown me. I looked at that and I was like, there's no way that this body is going to table it. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I know these people. These are good people. There's no way. But yet here we are. Here we are again. And I know some of y'all in here like, man, I wish this black guy would just sit down and shut up. I know that. Just like you talk about our NBA players and our athletes, shut up and dribble. Shut up and just shut up and do your job. Don't speak out. Don't speak up. I'm ready to go home. I'm tired. I got other things to do. This is the issue that we continuously have here in this state. Do the right thing. Sometimes, do the right thing. I mean, I can't believe I even had to come up here and say this. I mean, I promise you, I looked at this thing and I said, you know what? Like, I've had private one-on-one conversations with y'all. And I looked up there and I said, man, like, they're definitely not gonna kill this one. Of all the amendments we've had up here today, I said, this is gonna be all right. Because they're okay with us. We sit out there in the portico, we smoke cigars, we hang out, we go to halls, and then here we are up here about, you know what, for not funding white supremacy programs. No, that's just a step too far. We can't put that in the budget. Nah, we can't touch that. We gotta leave that one alone. I can tell you right now, you have shown me who you are. Do not come up to me telling me how you did this, you did that. I don't want to hear it. Be public about it. Don't support me in private, support me in public. Thank you.
And I'll give the brother some applause because, as you see, there was no applause given to him on the floor of that Senate. Now, that is Representative Jermaine Johnson of South Carolina addressing the constituents, the lawmakers of South Carolina, about them failing to pass a bill saying that that state will not give funds to support white supremacy programs. Like, there actually has to have a bill for the state not to support white supremacy programs. And you guys call me a race baiter. They actually have to have a bill telling the lawmakers we can't give funding to white supremacy programs. Now, while I applaud the brother, he's very intelligent. He laid out his point masterfully. But as he said, they're probably wishing him to sit down and shut up. I got better things to do. Whatever you say, we don't care. I gotta placate to my white supremacist constituents. I'm not going to vote this way, even though I know that's the right thing. Like the brother said, we go on trips. We sit out and smoke cigars together. These are good white people, right? But when it comes down to making the right decision of whether I am going to support black programs, like they said, they took $7 million away from the College of Charleston because they were trying to help black kids. They have defunded black programs all across the state, but they will not defund white supremacy programs. They said they have banned the study of African American studies throughout the state. Like the brother said, you showed me who you are time and time again. And he even mentioned that they had the Patriot Front right on the steps of the state capitol building. That is an organization that they are funding. And so that should tell you who they are. 9 times out of 10, those lawmakers who he was talking to, their sons and daughters were right in that group with the Patriot Front, with the mask and the flags. And he mentioned a great thing, like, just because you support the uplifted of black people, that doesn't mean you can't be proud of being white. And so that's the dichotomy. Everybody has a right to be proud of their heritage. But when your pride is emphasized at the detriment of my being, then that's when we have the problem. We can say black pride all we want to. Why can we say it? Because we've been held down for so long. Black pride doesn't mean we want to kill and oppress all white people. Black pride means we want white people to stop oppressing and killing us. And so that is the fear. Like he mentioned the fear. And a lot of people talk about that. Like, why do white people continuously enact racism and keep their foot on our necks? Because they fear that we are going to do the same thing to them that they have done to us. But that is not in our nature. And the brother talks about how they talk to him in private. Yeah, man, man, I love black people. I love black people. But when it's time to make a legislative decision, then they vote against the interests of black people. So while I applaud my brother, and many people who are in, government and politics, it's just my opinion that you can get in there all you want to. You're not going to change this racist white supremacist system by being in the system. My brother pouring his heart out to them people, and once again they're probably thinking about where they're going to go on vacation when it gets cold. Going to South America or South Africa when it gets cold. And so once again, that was last year. I think the brother is going on to run for something else. But it's sort of like beating your fist against a stone wall, banging your head against the concrete door, trying to get these people. And this is South Carolina, one of the most racist states, very prevalent in slave importation. So you have that same DNA that has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. And that on the surface, we love black people. Yeah, we love black people. But I'm still going to fund this white supremacist patriot front. And so this is the year 2025. Where South Carolina had to make a bill, and they didn't even pass the bill. They said they tabled it. That means we're going to put it away and we'll come back to it later, hoping he'll forget about it, hoping he won't be as adamant about it as he was. But shout out to the brother Jermaine Johnson in calling out, the racism. Sometimes, once again, it's almost like, it will never stop. When you have to, when you taking away funding from black programs, but we're going to fund this white supremacist agency. What can you say about me sharing the information? I'm just sharing the information. So call me a race baiter, but this is a governmental body in the United States of America that says we will not stop funding white supremacist racist organizations. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments, 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for liking, watching, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And as always, I pray you have peace and blessings. As the scripture says, all things that are hidden shall be revealed